Colin Powell has rightly said, there are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, dedication, and hard work. This is precisely what our whole journey of Iccubea and IMACE 2023 was all about. Planning, hard work, determination, and success. 2 days of running around excitement, horses, and persistence. And here, we are gaining our way back towards the last turn of this journey. Here, we present to you a small glimpse of this conference. Can we have the video, please? Thank you so much. I'm so sure you all are back with zeal and energy after such a brainstorming conference. On this note, a very pleasant evening to one and all present here. I, Anjali Srivastav,
And I, Praful Shankar,
on behalf of PCET's Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and Organizing team, heartily welcome all the esteemed dignitaries, session chairs, invited guests, and eminent faculty members for the valedictory function of the 7th International Conference on Computing, Communication, Control and Automation, Iccubea 2023, and 2nd International Conference on Innovations in Mechanical and Civil Engineering, IMACE 2023.
we would like to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors who are the backbone of this technical journey. We would like to present our gratitude to our platinum sponsor, Capgemini and Henkel Adhesive Technology Pune. Our advisory sponsors, Sri Enterprise, Majors Rajesh Construction, SK Enterprise, ACN Technology, Adik Resorts, technical co-sponsors, IEEE Pune Section, IEEE Signal Processing Society, SAE India Western Section, Indian Society for Technical Education, and Savitribai Phule Pune University. To grace this occasion, we have with us our Honorable Chief Guest of the event, Dr. Deepak Pathak, Professor Emeritus at IIT Bombay, Dr. Prasad Sete, Executive Vice President, Capgemini Engineering Pune, Professor Mandar Khurjekar, Section Chapter Coordinator, IEEE Pune Section, Shri Nilesh Adkar, Henkel Adhesive Technology Pune, Dr. Nilkant Chopde, Deputy Director PCCOE, Dr. Kishore Kinge, General Chair Iccubea 2023. Now I request all the dignitaries to be on the dais.
We once again welcome you all. The motive behind this conference was to bring together various researchers and technocrats from academia and industry to network and have scientific discussions on the latest advancements in the closely linked domains of engineering. We believe these 2 days have indeed created an open platform for new research and collaboration amongst the international community of participants and invited delegates. To elaborate more on the distinct findings of Iccubea, I now call upon Dr. Rajesh Kursule. Can we have you here, sir?
Thank you, Anjali Madam. Good evening all research scholars, eminent personalities, distinguished guests and all the participants of the conference. Research is what propels humanity forward. It is fueled by curiosity. We get curious, ask questions and immerse ourselves in discovering everything there is to know. On behalf of PCET's Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering, Pune, and the organizing team of the conference, I, Dr. Rajesh Kursule, Technical Program Chair of 7th International Conference on Computing, Communication, Control and Automation, is honored and delighted to discuss the remarkable findings and insights of the conference Iccubea 2023. This conference has once again brought together brilliant minds and the pioneers in the fields of technology and automation to share their cutting-edge research and innovations. Throughout the conference, we witnessed an array of thought-provoking discussions, enlightening presentations, and the groundbreaking research that have collectively pushed the boundaries of our understanding in these interconnected domains, from computing to communication, control, and automation. This event has been a true testament to human ingenuity and the collaboration. The Iccubea 2023 conference stands as a resounding success, marked by the accomplishment of numerous significant milestones over its duration. Some noteworthy achievements that deserves highlights, it includes: 1. A total 1,142 research papers were submitted from esteemed institutions and the industries around the world. Out of that, 350 papers have been accepted for the presentation and subsequent inclusion in the conference proceedings. An impressive contingent of 463 reviewers diligently contributed their expertise to access and review these research papers. The spectrum of accepted papers is truly diverse, hailing from prestigious institutes such as NITs, deemed universities, public universities, regional colleges, not only from India but abroad also. Breaking down the geographical distribution of the accepted papers, we observe that 191 of them originate from Maharashtra, while the remaining 153 papers hail from the parts of India. These encompass a broad range of the states including Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, UP, MP, Punjab, Odisha, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and among others. Additionally, the conference has had the privilege of receiving 14 international papers representing countries such as USA, Uzbekistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Saudi Arabia. One of the highlights of the conference lies in the captivating range of topics covered by the submitted papers. In the ever-evolving landscape of modern technology, subjects such as cognitive computing, deep learning, machine learning, robotic control and automation have emerged as a focal points of the discussion. This congregation of research papers has undeniably provided a fertile ground for the exchange of the knowledge and the exploration of research ideas. It is with the immense optimism that we anticipate these insights to pave the way of collaborative endeavors in forthcoming research initiatives. Particularly noteworthy is the tremendous response garnered by the cognitive computing and machine learning tracks, boosting an impressive count of 246 research papers are submitted. Iccubea 2023 has garnered technical co-sponsorship from IEEE Pune section, and all presented papers is slated for publication within the esteemed IEEE Explore Digital Library. As a testament to its significance, this library ranks among the top 5 research databases and holds Scopus indexing, ensuring heightened visibility and impact for the research presented. Through its 13 distinct tracks and the 56 sessions, the conference has extended an invaluable opportunity to engage in contemplative reflections concerning global developments. Notably, these tracks have spanned a wide spectrum of research trends, providing diverse perspective on the current state of affairs within the world of research. We are delighted to have had the privilege of hosting a distinguished lineup of plenary and keynote speakers whose insightful contributions have undoubtedly enriched the experience of all the participants. Over the course of these 2 days, we have been treated to a plethora of captivating and valuable presentations. It is my firm belief that this gathering has not only facilitated the exchange of knowledge but also provided a platform for the sharing of invaluable experiences and the lessons. In essence, Iccubea 2023 stands a testament to the dynamic exchange of ideas, the proliferation of cutting-edge research, and the fostering of collaboration across a myriad of disciplines. This conference has undoubtedly enriched the collective intellectual landscape, fueling aspirations for even greater achievements in the realms of computing, communication, control, and automation. However, while celebrating these remarkable achievements, we must also acknowledge the challenges that lie ahead. As technology evolves at an unprecedented pace, ethical considerations, data security, and the potential impact on the workforce must remain central to our discussions and the decisions. I hold a strong conviction that the takeaways from this conference will serve to deepen our reflections and invigorate our research endeavors in the days to come. It is with immense satisfaction that I note how our delegates were exposed to diverse facets within the realm of computing, communication, control, and automation. As we move forward, I extend my heartfelt wishes for an abundance of energy, enthusiasm, mutual trust, and the determination, all of which will undoubtedly propel us toward a future of immense promise. In a closing, I extend my sincere gratitude for the tremendous contribution made, and I eagerly anticipate the prospect of welcoming you all once again for the Iccubea 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, and to compel. I now invite Dr. Sanjay Matekar to present the distinct findings of IMACE 2023. Please.
Good evening. Good evening all distinguished guests on the dais and off the dais. I am Dr. Sanjay Matekar, the Co-General Chair of 2nd International Conference on Innovations in Mechanical and Civil Engineering, IMACE 2023. I am here to present the distinct findings of IMACE 2023. This is the 2nd international conference we are hosting in collaboration for mechanical and civil engineering. The theme of this year's conference was Green and Smart Systems, that is, go green regularly by energy efficient novelties with sustainable and modern alternative materials to reuse, reduce, recycle and improve the technology. Aligned to this theme, the papers are called in the following tracks. For mechanical engineering, we have called the papers in modeling, simulation, optimization techniques, smart materials, biomedical engineering and technology, thermal and fluid engineering, alternative and renewable energy, smart manufacturing, sustainability in design, industry 4.0, mobility, interdisciplinary and other emerging topics. For civil engineering, the tracks were waste and wastewater management, plans for sustainable environment, smart cities and construction technologies, alternative structural designs, transportation and environmental geotechnics, automation and soft computing in civil engineering. We got an overwhelming response of researchers for all these tracks. We have received around 261 research papers through the conference management toolkit. The papers were received not only from Maharashtra but from a large demography of country, states like Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, to name a few, and also we received paper from Nepal. The papers were checked using the authenticate plagiarism software. Papers having less than 15% similarity were considered for the review process. The review was conducted 2 reviews per each paper, and for this we received help from around 125 reviewers from various eminent institutions. A total of 160 papers were accepted and presented on these 2 days, 18th and 19th August, that is today and yesterday, in online and offline mode. Total 28 sessions were conducted, which set a tone for collaboration among the researchers. After the post-conference scrutiny, these papers will be published in one of the 6 identified journals. This year we have identified 6 journals, namely UPB Scientific Bulletin Series D, Mechanical Engineering. Second is Journal of Mines, Metals and Fuels. Third is World Journal of Engineering. Fourth is Journal of Engineering Research. Fifth is Open Engineering, and sixth is Environmental Research, Engineering and Management. So after the post scrutiny, the papers will be submitted to these journals, and all these journals are Scopus indexed. During the conference, a plenary session was delivered on 18th by Dr. Manoj Khare, Head of Department ESEG Group, SIDAC Pune, on the topic Applications of Geotechnical in Civil Engineering. Also, 2 keynote addresses were delivered. First keynote address was by Dr. Basavaraj Pathare, Chief Engineer PWD Nanded, on effect of addition of multi-walled carbon nanotubes by varying its percentage in concrete with different water in cement ratios. And the second keynote address was by Dr. Santosh Hosmane, Professor IIT Indore, on surface processing of metallic materials, the recent trends on control material losses. These have enlightened the gathering, the culmination of faculties, the researchers and the reviewers. We are grateful to our platinum sponsor Henkel Adhesives Technology India Private Limited. A team of 5 experts from Henkel have conducted expert training sessions on product reliability improvement using adhesive technologies. Around 500 plus students attended these expert training sessions spanning over 2 days, where they gained hands-on experience in various adhesive technologies. It was an enriching experience for the students and the faculty both. So with this, I would like to conclude my discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajesh Kursule and Dr. Sanjay Matika sir, for all the insights of this 2 days global symposia. It's official time to investigate, invite and welcome our guest. It's indeed a moment of extreme pride and honor to have with us Dr. Deepak Phatak sir, Professor Emeritus at IIT Bombay. I request Dr. Nilkant Chopade to please felicitate sir. Naresh Fursule to felicitate Dr. Prasad Sete Sir, Executive Vice President, Capgemini, Pune. Welcome, sir. I request Dr. Sanjay Matekar to felicitate Shri Nilesh Adkar, Henkel Adhesive Technology, Pune. Welcome, sir. I now invite Dr. Kishore Kinge to felicitate Dr. Abhijit Khurpe, Secretary IEEE Pune Section. Welcome, sir. I request Dr. Santosh Sambare to felicitate Professor Mandar Khurjekar, Section Chapter Coordinator, IEEE Pune Section. Welcome, sir. I now request Dr. Ajay Gaikwad to felicitate Shri Rajesh Chitte from Rajesh Construction.
Thanks for supporting sir. In addition, all the buildings over here.
A warm welcome, sir. The unthankful heart discover no mercies, but the thankful heart will find in every hour some heavenly blessings. With this note, I would like to call upon our external session chair, Dr. Manjur Ali Balia. He is doctorate in the domain of transportation. He has rightly come through Gujarat to make this event possible. Please, sir, and please guide us with your feedback.
Dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share my experience with this conference. I was a session chair into the track of transportation and environment geotechnics. There was a wonderful paper, almost 10, around 10 numbers of papers was presented. It was very excellent and very informative, insightful, knowledgeable, as well as very informative papers. And the hospitalities and food, as well as whatever the management has been done by the organizing team, I would like to congratulate them for organizing such a very good event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Balya sir. Now we have with us Dr. T.V.K. Gupta sir. Sir, please share your feedback.
Good evening, everyone. My name is T.V.K. Gupta. I came from VNIT Nagpur, and it's not the first time. This is second time I'm coming. The only difference which I have seen from 22 to 23, it's almost 1 year. August 26th, if I remember, last year I came. The quality of papers have increased, and it can be enhanced much better. That is what the suggestion also I have given in the whatever is the session chair which I have given, and I hope 2024 also you will invite me also. So there I should see on a much bigger platform where we should have some international speakers also on the campus actually. And it's a very good campus. In fact, I told Dr. Narendra Deve I want to come. So because it's not because of the conference, but I like the ambience of the institute actually. And today, maybe after the first session, I visited your undergraduate clubs. We don't have so many clubs in the institute. We have only one club, which is more of team velocity. But there are 10 different clubs, but there is a lot of vibrations which I have seen. And I told them that they will be coming October to VNIT. I told that I will host all of you in my home, at least for a dinner. I told this to them. So, with these few words, I wish you all the best, all the organizing committee, and especially Dr. Narendra Deve. Thank you.
Definitely, sir, we are going to invite you for further conferences. Kind words are short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Today we have with us Shri Nilesh Adkar from Henkel Adhesive Technology, Pune. I kindly request him to please address the gathering. Sir, please.
So, dignitary of the dais, very congratulations to the both team for successful organization of the event. So let's have a big round of applause for yourself. Sir, it's my, the feedback that makes us really better and better day by day. And I also see a tremendous change from the last year, this year. With the same amount of energy, passion, the way you are driving the program, I hope we will be even happy and everyone like to come here again and again. Yeah. So with this note, I think into the finding, anyway it's mentioned that all the Henkel team members were here, we were also a part of this, this event, and we wanted to give something to the students. But why? Let me give you some example. How many of you know Statue of Unity, the tallest structure? I think everybody. Vande Bharat? Everybody. The recent Pune Metro? Yes, everybody. We feel pride, are we? Yes, we even feel much pride because we also supply adhesive there. So yes, so this is about the pride. When the train is running on a bridge, when we are driving our car, maybe a Samruddhi highway, expressway, okay? When a mummy carrying the baby on a cradle, putting a diaper, even there, the adhesive is there. So we are also there for a safety and security. So imagine a situation where there is a limited amount of steel, cement, so you are from a construction background. Imagine if there is a limited amount of cement available in the market. Steel, electricity, what will happen? So this imaginary situation itself look like very scary. But this is possible. Because our external world is a simple equation of demand and supply. And the supply can be affected if a tiny machine can stop. And our adhesive keep the machine running throughout in the plant so that we are ensuring the uninterrupted supply. Why I am feeling proud? Because we are contributing not just to the business, but at the same time we are giving our all the know-how to the industry professional. Before going into the core subject, I also really wanted to thank PCCOE because sir, this is a very noble initiative. Henkel is a German-based company. And I am proud to say, whatever we are doing, we are just doing in a PCCOE. The reason again is the same, the people and the passion, because although we are an adhesive supplier company, but you are keeping us bonded. with your initiative, with your passion, let's do it more. And that's why I guess we all are here and give all our best for this. Now, this year we also done a adhesive bonding workshop exclusively for a student, because I gave an example. We are surrounded by a plenty of application, and all these applications requires an adhesive. When we go to the industry, so I think in the session finding, sir, you mentioned anyway about the industry 4.0, sustainability. These are the big mission next to the entire world, and we can be the ambassador. There can be a tiny part to it, but yes, each one of us can contribute. And from adhesive point of view, I would definitely say there are a plenty of information available in the form of know-how, and that exactly we wanted to give back to the student. Now, when we say we are a leading company in terms of adhesives and the sealants in the market, so I mentioned, sir, the one example of a Spider-Man. Big power comes responsibility also. So this is also our responsibility to give back a society this know-how, and that's exactly a reason now the entire know-how is coupled in the form of a book which is available free. And this know-how is not just what I know. This is the scientists, the chemists, the engineers across the globe in a Henkel. They put in the form of a book, and this book is now available for a PCCOE students so that they can make the innovations. So I guess this is something. I'll not take it, make it a lengthy speech, because I know it's like a big event of 2 days, not less than a marriage function. we are really at the end. So I guess my appeal to entire faculty members, students, make use of this information, whichever is available. There are the QR code links are available with the staff, and make effective use of this power. And that's how, sir, you said we wanted to elevate the quality of the paper next year. I would definitely like to see, using this information, how this paper quality also can be improved for the next year session. So with this note, thank you very much. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir. We wish to have same bonding for future journeys. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Today we are privileged to have with us Dr. Prasad Sette, Executive Vice President, Capgemini, Pune. Basically, he is a graduate in Mechanical Engineering from Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Mumbai. Sir has done his post-graduation in Business Management from Wellinger Institute, Mumbai. He is having more than 30 years of experience, enriched experience at various capacities. I request Sir to address the gathering.
So first of all, many thanks to the management of PCCOE for inviting me here for the keynote speech and also for this valedictory function. Uh, I've been associated with PCCOE for now almost 5 years. 2019 was the first appearance where we signed the first MOU on model-based system engineering, and after that 5 years I have been here multiple times for either inaugurating a lab on a specific skill or the last visit which I had about 6 months back where I addressed more than 500 students in the other auditorium. We had a very engaging session there. So every time when I come here, it's a very exciting journey. I get a lot of ideas from Dr. Kulkarni, Dr. Chopde, Dr. Kolte, and it appears like it's an extension of our own Capgemini setup and facility. That's the kind of a collaboration that we have established over a period of 5 years. And it's not only me. There are several leaders that have visited PCCOE. All are my colleagues, all of them with more than 25-30 years of experience. All of them are legends. Somebody has worked in aerospace, somebody has worked in product lifecycle management, and some of them have worked in the medical and life sciences. And every time they come here, they talk about very exciting stories of PCCOE. And there are a lot of learning. There's a lot of collaboration that we have established over a period of time. There is a equation which has been built up, and many times the relationships are not built up through physics and maths. It's actually the chemistry that has to work, and that's what has been established over a period of time. I'm really proud to say here that about 4 months back, we were chasing a deal in life sciences. This was a startup in North America, something similar to the COVID vaccination. I can't disclose few things here because it's still at the initial development stage. But somewhere they found out that we are the leaders in the life sciences space, and we are doing a lot of work which is really on the cutting edge technologies. And they said that, we want to understand your ecosystem. But how do you really do this? Okay, without revealing too many things, but we want to understand your ecosystem. I understand that you have people who have the skills, but then I understand that you have also doctors on the panels, you are tied up with the hospitals. Then we came back and we said that, look, there's one more element in this ecosystem where we are going to take you and you experience that. And that one more element was the academy. And we spent, our customers, a delegation of 7 people came here, and they spent half a day here in PCCOE. There are several faculty members and senior faculty members who spent time with our customer, and also the students. They saw the lab, and then they were extremely impressed by what they saw here. So they really saw that these are the elements of the ecosystem which is actually making all this R&D work in the life sciences work for them. And we won that deal. That customer is now with us. It's more than 6 months into the relationship. And I talk about several success stories. This is one of the recent and most important success story with a company which is a startup. Very sometimes very strange to say this, but then startup is looking at such kinds of very critical elements like academic. Talking about collaboration, as I said, apart from the faculty members, there are students, there are several of my colleagues who are associated as program champions to make, we have 4 MOUs with PCCOE. And collaboration and cooperation, it works, it goes hand in hand. If you have to pick up an example of 1983 World Cup, when Kapil Dev won the finals, a lot of people say that we won because West Indies played badly, but that's not true. If you really look at, nobody had put up stakes on India, but every member of that 11-member team really collaborated and cooperated to the best of their abilities, best of their strengths, and that is where we have to ensure that we have to come together. Both this last year also I was here and we were the platinum sponsor. This year also we participated. The quality of research that we have seen has really gone phenomenally up. When we talk to the students here, the kind of energy, the enthusiasm, the commitment that they are able to really show is phenomenally impressive. And that's primarily because of the kind of mentoring that is being done by all the faculty members of PCCOE. So innovation and research is I would say the heart and soul of what we do as a part of Capgemini engineering, and these are all critical elements which are extremely important from the business point of view in the research and development business that we are into, and that really goes hand in glove as far as things are concerned. Right? I will give an example. When we talk about innovation, I think about a year back we were talking to a customer, and they were trying to look at a product which is a scanner, MRI scanner. Now typically what happens is when there is a brain stroke, typically the patient is carried in an ambulance, and then from the ambulance when it goes to the hospital in about 30, 40, 50 minutes time frame, then the patient is admitted to the hospital, and then the doctors diagnose him, and then he's taken to an ICU. Now when the problem came to us that this is a critical time of whatever that from the time the brain stroke comes in till the time the person actually gets admitted into the hospital and an ICU. And it could be 30 minutes, it could be 40 minutes, it could be 1 hour also. How do we really ensure that that critical time is not wasted? That was a problem statement that came to us. And the solution was very simple. And this particular idea came from a 2-year experienced person whom we have picked up from the college with a biomedical background. And they said that look, and the final solution that came out, I'll just explain to you. So when a patient gets a brain stroke, the moment that person gets into the ambulance, imagine a situation that there's a helmet which goes around your head. That helmet actually acts as a scanner. All the vitals of the brain are scanned from there through the wireless technology, through IoT. All those scanning images, they are uploaded onto the server of the hospital where you are going to go, because the GPS tells you that this is the closest hospital that you have. The ambulance is connected to the closest hospitals. The doctors in the hospital, by the time the patient is in the transit, they go through the scans and they decide that what is the kind of a treatment that the patient is going to have. By the time the patient goes to the hospital, the line of treatment is already decided. The patient goes to the ICU, the doctors immediately start treating. So within that 30-40 minutes of time frame, we are actually utilizing that time to do the initial investigation through the imaging, through the scanning, through IoT and through the 5G technology. This was the solution which we built up. Today that MRI scanner, which looks like a helmet, is already there with as a prototype. It has been already handed over to our customer. I think in a few months time frame it will be there in the marketplace. That's talking about the innovation. That's talking about saving the life of a patient, and that is what is touching the life of people. So innovation is an integral part of it, and I saw both the reports that were the research papers and the research reports that came out, and the overall the numbers have gone up, and I think India is leading the way. As I mentioned, there are so many innovations that we are able to do, and that's possible because of the conferences like this, where you are actually giving the opportunity for people to come here, present their research papers, and also ensure that it goes to the next stage. So I think it's a phenomenal event. We are thoroughly impressed with the way in which we have been able to work with PCCOE, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much, sir, for your support and appreciation. Now, I would like to call upon, before that, I would like to quote something. A great person attracts great people and knows how to hold them together. I would like to call upon Professor Mandar Khurjekar, Section Chapter Coordinator, IEEE Pune Section, to address the gathering. So please.
Respected Dr. Pathak and all the dignitaries in the audience, my friends, some of them found out that I met them about 10 years ago. Life is like that. Now, I'll be very, very brief to tell you something about the Pune section. Some of you might know it, some of you find it useful, and the students definitely should know about the Pune section. Pune section was established as a subsection initially in 2003, became a full section because initially it was under Bombay section, then we became full section in 2010, October 2010. At present, our total member strength is 1700 plus. Amongst that, the students are 1400 and rest are full members. We have got senior members, that is 134. Total student branches, who are IEEE student branches as we call it, is 25. We have got 5 life members. And to tell you few more things, there are totally 39 societies under IEEE. Out of that, we have got 2 councils and 19 society chapters. That makes 21. And using that facility, some are merged, like 3 societies a chapter, 2 societies a chapter. So I got 15 society chapters. I am chairing Instrumentation and Measurement Society as on today. I am also working to coordinate all the chapters under Pune section. I also work for the new idea that came up from Dr. Saifur Rahman, IEEE President, that is Tri-Engineering. And I am getting response from one of your colleagues, Dr. Harpale, and she will be conducting that workshop. I will just brief about Tri-Engineering activity that is assigned to Pune section. We have to go to school and choose students between 8th standard to 10th standard, that age group, and talk to them about a topic, that is engineering topic, technology topic or science topic in Marathi, and try to find out how much interest they will develop in going to take science, engineering, technology. So we have completed 4 projects, 4 Tri-Engineering events. The 5th and 6th will be taken up by PCCOA shortly by this month end. That's one more thing. Flagship events of Pune section is Eureka, as we call it. It is education Reka related to delivering the latest technology to the students in villages, rural areas and semi-urban areas. And this activity started under the Pune section in Pune area. Now it has grown to a nationwide. That will be coming up in 2023. Then our flagship conference, 6th event, will be taking place at College of Engineering Pune this time in December 2023, because December we have fixed as a flagship conference for PuneCon. It's an IEEE PuneCon conference. So with all these things, let me say that you try to join IEEE, and not only IEEE, take a membership of a society, then only your effective contribution will be there. The same thing is for the students also. I conclude by saying that there are 6 societies, 6 student chapters. I am giving an example. I am a chair of I&M society, and that chapter is under me at present. We have got a students, members, who are also member of IMS society, and we call it as IMS Society Student Chapter. Similarly, there are 4 or 5 societies under for that. So think about this. PCCOE should think of one such chapter and be more active. and this conference was excellent. It was very good organized. I congratulate them on behalf of IEEE Pune section. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our event today is graced by individuals who have not just witnessed the change, but have been the catalyst for it. I'm delighted to introduce the eminent Dr. Deepak Phatak, our today's chief guest, whose insights and experiences promise to enlighten and inspire us all. Sir has completed his master's in instrumentation. Perfect, please, sir. Please join me in inviting Sir on dais, please, sir.
Oops. Dear friends, I'd like to begin by thanking Professor Sambare, who relentlessly pursued me to ensure that I actually come here, and to Dr. Kulkarni, who made a point to personally meet me and accommodate my sort of confusing movement plans to ensure that I am here. And I am so glad that thanks to the lesser traffic on Mumbai-Pune road, I reached well ahead of time and had the opportunity to listen to Prasad, Prasad Chete. Believe me, it was a treat to the eyes and feast to the mind. In fact, as I will comment later on, several of you might be busy in parallel sessions. That's a dilemma that all research conferences face. But I hope you have the recording of that event, and I would urge all of you to please listen to the great work that is being done by Capgemini in collaboration with academics. Of course, if that was a feast, then meeting Mandar and Mandar Pujekar was like a sweet dish after the feast. I met him after a long time. I'm going to speak about three things with you today. The first is the notion of research and education. The second is the essence which has been amply demonstrated through all activities of this conference, namely that most of the problems these days are multidisciplinary in nature, and their solutions necessarily require a large amount of collaboration and teamwork across from people across disciplines. And the third point that I wish to make briefly there has nothing to do with any one of these. I have titled it as "There are only 24 hours in a day." So first, research and education to my mind are actually two sides of the coin of knowledge. I think the human society has blundered greatly by separating out education and research. So somehow if you are studying an undergraduate course, you are doing education. If you are doing master's course, you are doing part education, and when you write a dissertation, you are doing research. And when you are doing PhD, you are doing research. That means the undergraduate students should have absolutely nothing to do with research, and the researchers must not at all be involved in education. How stupid can we be? And we carry on like this. You see, we talk about research and PhD synonymously. What is PhD? PhD is not just a degree. It's actually a mindset. And what does that mindset represent? It represents ability to analyze and synthesize. It represents ability to establish things rigorously. So rigor is important. It represents human ability to articulate well. It represents perseverance, because when you fail, you don't give up. It represents innovation and innovative solution building. PhD is merely a public acknowledgement that you have reached a certain level of maturity in all of these. But tell me, don't we want a 5th standard student in the school to be able to articulate well? Don't we want a first year, second year student to be able to carry out analysis and to be able to conduct experiments properly? Do we not want rigor to be understood in simple mathematical expression, whether it's a high school student or a college student or a degree student? Do we not want every student, irrespective of where that student is, to be able to persevere and not give up? Do we not want people in the industry to come up with innovative solutions to complex problems? We want all of that. I tell you, in industry I have come across a large number of such great solution providers who do not have a formal PhD but have the PhD mindset completely established. Sadly, I have seen a lot of people in academics who have a PhD but their mindset is orthogonal to the PhD mindset. Now this must be corrected. And I am very happy to see that in this conference, you have the presence of both teachers and students who together form the two sides of the coin. And therefore, I hope that going forward, it will flourish. But the real important thing for those of you who are teachers is to ensure that the research that you carry out, or at least the research mindset that you develop, rubs onto your students. I am tempted to take a few minutes to tell you a story, an incident that happened with me. I used to be the coach of the institute chess team, and I had just become a young teacher. The other students were part of the team with whom I used to play. They were pursuing their BTech degree. And one of the students came to me with a question paper, the terminal exam, said by late Professor K.C. Mukherjee. K.C. Mukherjee was known to set some very tough questions. He gave me that paper and said, Deepak, how do you solve question number 3? I took the paper, read the question, realized immediately that I can't solve it. And I returned it to him saying, I am a computer science professor. He says, no, but your basic degree is with electrical engineering. Then I had to admit that I can't solve it. But by now I was a teacher, so I suggested, why don't we go and ask the great professor himself? So we tagged along to the electrical engineering department, climbed up. He was sitting in this cabin, he saw both of us, and with that paper dabbling in my hands, he started smiling. When we went in, he asked us to sit down. And he smiled at me, he said, so, Father, question 3, huh? So, then he started looking at the students. The student asked, sir, what is the solution? And he told him nonchalantly, I don't know. And he was shocked. Then Mukherjee turns to me and says, Father, this is actually a part of unsolved problem. The researchers are struggling for the last 10 years. But you know, this batch is so smart, I thought somebody will solve it. Now, had this happened in a regular university from which I had come with my undergraduate, the college would have gone on strike, vice chancellor would have been get out. Syllabus ka bahar ka sawal. And the whole university will go mad if they find out that even the teacher doesn't know what the answer is. The story did not end here. The students, a large number of those students were from Hostel 4. Hostel 4 in IIT parlance has been known as a madhouse. In fact, they wrote a book, old schools, that hostel is demolished now, they are rebuilding it. Now in IIT hostels there is a great tradition. If some important event happens where a hostel excels, like an inter-hostel hockey match or a chess tournament or a debating competition or whatever, then they have a milkshake party in the evening. milkshake was the costliest drink officially permitted on the campus those days. So that evening these kids threw a milkshake party and they were enjoying. Group of the general secretary happened to walk in and he says, milkshake party, kya hua? Something has happened which I don't know as a general secretary. And one of the students said, oh, you don't know? The great Professor K.C. Mukherjee thinks that we can solve unsolved research problems. So we are celebrating. You see, this is the ethos. IITs have not fallen from the sky. They are made by the same people like you and me. But it is the ethos. It is the ethos where the teachers believe that challenging students is the most important and correct way of enforcing right education mindset. And where students do not mind getting challenged. And in fact, it is such challenges which actually enhances both, not just the stature of the institute, but the stature of the academic program that I am so saddened by the fact that I see question papers of university system, part A, explain something. Part B, write short notes on. Part C, some small problem. I am more surprised, unpleasantly, because this is what used to happen 50 years ago when I completed my undergraduate studies. And I was a beneficiary of that practice. Questions were being repeated from the previous years. Once I discovered that, I got a lot of time to play chess, to participate in debating competition, etc., etc., because you had to study very little to score good marks. Now, when will this practice end? Again, sorry to mention this again about the IIT system, but my first brush in the IIT system was with a question paper, which the teacher announced that it's an open book exam. And I sheepishly asked him, great Professor Isaac, so which book can I bring? Oh, he said, you can bring any number of books. So I was very happy. I had read 1 or 2 books, but I carried 4 books there. And when the question paper came, I was so shocked. It should normally have a title which says, solve so many questions out of these, so nothing of that sort. Then questions did not have part A, part B. Problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, problem 4, question paper ends. And I read all the problems and realized that none of those problems had absolutely anything to do with either the solved problems or unsolved problems that I have seen in the book. They were all. It was also an open time exam. I asked him, 2 o'clock the test starts. He said, normally it should take about 2 hours, but you can sit as long as you want. I left that exam at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I was not the last man out, there was still one joker sitting there. And Isaac was moving around with his style of invigilation was very funny. He will read everything that was being written and you will occasionally hear a big slap. Not that idiot, read that book. I got 2 that day. I was completely frustrated when I reached home in the hostel, and I could solve 2 problems partially out of the 4. And I was a reasonably good student earlier. But later on when I reflected, I realized that in those 4 hours I learned far more than what would I have learned in a full semester. Why can't our teachers and our students practice this kind of give challenge and take challenge later? Why doesn't a teacher feel ashamed if he or she has to repeat any question from any of the past examinations? These are hard problems, my friend. I talked about the research and education as a duality. Please remember that this challenging attitude in education is equally important in challenging yourselves with the research problem to do the best of your work. Sorry for elaborating this, but this has been a very deep spot in my heart, so I thought I will share with you. The second point that I wish to mention to you is the nature of problems that you face and the solutions. They are all multidisciplinary. In fact, your conference is about that. Unfortunately, it so happens that the conference sessions are organized around a single theme. So if I am interested in attending talks on that particular theme, I will miss all other themes. But that's a separate issue. Many of you would be familiar with the 14 grand challenges which the US National Academy of Engineers has announced. And you will notice every problem to be a multidisciplinary problem. Providing clean drinking water, cheap solar energy, so many, I mean, all 14 of them. So these are very, very important, and all of them require collaborative teamwork. In fact, it is to strengthen this understanding also, I would suggest that people should listen to Mr. Shetty's keynote address, because he has actually created a very nice way of industry-academia collaboration through which the human talent is channeled into solving multidisciplinary problems. And of course, he calls it talent search. But he's actually, what he's doing is he's creating talent. So I told him that, you know, if you have extraordinary students, they will automatically do extraordinary work. There's not much is required except guiding. But this mechanism, this collaboration and this methodology actually permits ordinary students to be so well trained that they do extraordinary work. And I think that should be the essence of any education that we do. After all, that is the essence of any research that we do. In all these activities going forward in multidisciplinary, there was a talk about the metro, right? Metro being multidisciplinary. I had the fortunate privilege of being an advisor to Nagpur Metro when the MD suddenly came to IIT Bombay once and said, we want to use 5D BIM, 5-dimensional building information modeling system. Now, all of us have understood 3D, so what is this 5D? And I said, I don't know anything about it, but I learned about it, that they add the dimension of scheduling and the dimension of cost to the conventional drawing. And wonderful, that's one of the few projects in the world which is being done in time and within budget. And that has been possible because people from multiple disciplines have collaborated and worked together. And you would know that building a metro requires, like any other problem that you mentioned. Now, unfortunately, we have classified all our education into defined disciplines: computer science, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. So a computer scientist must not know anything about mechanical. In our times, when the course used to be a 5-year duration course, in the first 2 years we were rigorously trained in all aspects of engineering. And we were told very clearly, it doesn't matter what particular brand engineer you become, but basic engineering you must know. In fact, there were teachers who told us mechanical engineering is called the mother of engineering, all other engineering. Today, if you ask a computer science student, it will scoff at. That is a tragedy, and that should be somehow our. So my request would be that even in the conventional teaching that you are required to do, because you are all affiliated to a university, and that's another tragedy in this country, this affiliation system. In spite of institutions which are autonomous, their autonomy ultimately gets limited by certain bogus rules imposed by the university system. This affiliation, I am told, the affiliation system exists in 5 countries of the world: India, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and now Bangladesh. That is because these were British colonies which never believed that every institution can be an autonomous system. They do not follow this system in their own country. So when will we get rid of this nonsense? I don't know. You go to United States, who have one of the most dynamic educational systems of the world, I mean, there's no such nonsense. Every institution is an autonomous institution. Selecting faculty members for an institution, you require a committee with external experts. And you know why these rules were framed? Because the British never believed that you will actually do a job well yourself. So you have to have an external people. You ask a Stanford president to have an external person from anywhere, and he will eat you up. This nonsense is not tolerated. He will say, my institute is capable of selecting so many people. After all, I have so many Nobel laureates. When I visited Stanford, they had a big wall, and they had Nobel laureate photographs, and only 1/3. So I asked one professor saying, why this is an empty, oh, that's for future, he said. That's the level of confidence that they have. There is no reason, absolutely no reason why every institute in India cannot have exactly the same thought process. Now some institutions which are maturing and which are bold enough to say we are, they are being grudgingly given the so-called autonomy, which is a nonsensical autonomy. I think the true autonomy means that I give my own day. See, you look at IIT system. There are so many IITs, but every IIT is an independent institution. I give my own degrees. I decide which degrees to give. A teacher in my institution decides what to teach. What he teaches is the syllabus. What he sets is the exam. And what grades he gives are the final grades. And no questions asked. That also means an immense amount of responsibility. But that is the autonomy which permits a teacher to translate his or her research into educational problems. Anyway, much can be talked about it, but I would request that keep this in mind. Much is talked about artificial intelligence and machine learning. These are activities which are important, not in their own specific sense, but because they are important in practically every solution that we have. Artificial intelligence is not new, by the way. I remember having read a book in 1972 by Duda and Hart. Popularly I am known to be a database person, but there was a time when I used to dabble in image processing and signal processing, thanks to my guru, late Professor Kekre. And Duda and Hart's book actually introduced supervised and unsupervised classification, which is the hallmark of everything that we do. Why did AI did not flourish so well for all these years? And that is because the entire concept is centered around the human ability to train models with adequate amount of data. Now, you neither had that kind of data earlier, nor you did have computing power to process that. In the last 10-15 years, things have changed completely. We talked about IoT devices. You know, the amount of data that is getting generated today is amazing. And you also have extraordinary computing power today. He can make a car run without a driver. With that autonomous vehicle thing will not come without absolutely an amazing amount of pre-analyzed. In fact, Google has gone ahead to the extent of releasing the entire data for research community, not for commercial purposes. So when you have such humongous data and more data is getting collected as we speak, and when you have tremendous computing power, no wonder then that the machine learning algorithms will yield smarter and smarter results. I mean, ChatGPT is an example of, well, I will not get into that controversy, but it is very, very important that a student and researcher of any discipline should at least be aware of the possibilities of what AI and ML can do to help him or her in their own research and come. The last point I would like to make, I titled it clumsily as there are only 24 hours in a day. And this tells us that while we may live for 100 years, we have very limited time at our disposal given the kind of activities that we do. This is true for a student, this is true for a teacher, this is true for every human. There are only 24 hours in a day. And we want to do more and more of our activities. We want our research to be meaningful, we want our teaching to be important. Setting up of a question paper takes enormous amount of time for each teacher that I know. In fact, I remember my colleague Professor Sada, who was an invigilator to a re-exam that was being conducted, I had given the paper. He came to me angrily and said, Pathak, you have repeated one question. I said, no, we never repeat questions in our paper. He said, no. No, he said, I have seen this 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, I was advising a New India Assurance Company, and I had learned about how they actually calculate the premium that is to be charged based on the number of cases and the number of insurance claims that have been made, etc. So I had composed a problem for my data processing course. I had taken a variation, and the question asked was slightly different, but Sada did not agree. He said, no, almost all the question is same. You see, this is the kind of peer pressure that we feel in the institutions by me. That if I make a mistake, my own colleague is able to come and shout at me saying, Pathak, you repeated this question, is not possible. When we said JE and GATE papers, it's a 7-day activity, out of which 2 days are spent only in reading questions of all the previous papers. That is the amount of time you require to set a question paper in your own subject also. And then you have to spend more time in solving it to ensure that students are able to solve it. How can you do these activities? Because there are only 24 hours in a day. So there are 2 ways in which you can do that work. One is, you work like Isaac and discover a 25th mythical hour in 24 hours. I don't know how to do that because, well, I'll take a few more minutes to tell you a very interesting anecdote about how we were in England to do hard work. Isaac used to work in the night, day, every evening after dinner he will come back to the department and go home at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. And he would expect all his young teachers to be present there. Most of us did. I am proud that I still continue to inculcate that habit. But one of these days he said, where is Sarda? I have not seen him for a week. I didn't say anything. 3-4 days later, where is Dami? Late Professor Damdere. I have not seen him for last 2 days, meaning last 2 nights, because days everybody was there anyway. This time I could not contain myself. I said, Jimmy, have a heart. They just got married recently. And he looks at me and says, what has marriage to do with this? I didn't know what to say. I was looking at him with a gaping mouth. Then he realized what he said. And then he smiled and says, Pathak, we must tell their spouses that their husbands are primarily meant for the computer science department. Occasionally they will come home. I could not contain myself. I said, Jimmy, tell us once, what is your expectation from us teachers? He absolutely without blinking an eyelash, he said, you should be able to work for 3 days and 3 nights continuously, at least once a week. I don't know what twice a week would have. I said, Jimmy, that is too hard. He says, Father, go find some other job. If you want to be a teacher in this institute, you have to be able to do this. Now that, we are so lucky that we received that kind of training and mentoring. Anyway, I'm sorry for digression, but I thought, why I mentioned this is also another reason. Whether you are a student or a teacher, it does not matter. But there is no substitute for hard work, because there are only 24 hours in a day. And you have 2 choices. Either you can simplify your work by copying previous questions, by not spending enough time in preparing for a course, or by not spending enough time on translating your research into education. That is an easier way out. But most of you are conscientious people, you would like to do that. So if you have to do it within 24 hours, then there is no choice but to work harder than what you are doing. All of you are doing hard work. And that will also send a very positive message to students that look, if my teachers are able to work so much hard, there is no substitute for hard work. Please understand that people much smarter than all of us for the last 4,000 years have been struggling to find a substitute for hard work. Nobody has succeeded. So there is no choice there. Of course, you don't have to be as mad as me or Jimmy, but you can add one more hour, somehow. So there are two things that I would suggest here. One is better time management. And that is something that we consciously do not do. If we do the time management, see, I have been able to spend most of my time because I have learned to sleep less. But I am in a perpetual backlog of sleep. So you know how I cover it? I sleep in the car, I sleep in the flight. If you make me sit here for some time, I'll go to sleep there. So I have taught my body to take sleep whenever it is available. But please try to run time management. Time management is part of the management. And that is another tragedy of our educational system. All engineering students, first of all, they must not know anything about other disciplines, and none of them should know anything about management. Which is, again, it is to be done because management is essential in everything that you do. But we don't sort of teach. So time management is one important thing. And the second thing I would like to suggest is try to learn to do things right the first time. Because second time means you are spending additional time in doing the same thing. This is harder. But believe me, if you practice it, you can actually accomplish. And that will save a lot of time. So these are the two things that I would like to say. In conclusion, I would only like to repeat what I heard Professor Suresh Goswami saying yesterday in your inaugural function when he was being introduced. He walked up and said, no, I am a student of science and still learning. He did not just show his humility because he is a great accomplished researcher, but it showed his conviction that what he is a student of science and he is still learning. I hope and believe that all of us should remember this fundamental fact of life. No matter what research we do, no matter what our accomplishments are, we must remember that we remain students till the end and we keep learning. That's the only way you can accomplish both good education and good research. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for the thought-provoking address, sir. Moving ahead, the Department of Mechanical Engineering and Henkel Adhesive Technologies, Pune have developed two courses, Loctite Adhesive Technologies and AI/ML-based Reliability Engineering. For these courses, Henkel Adhesive Technologies have designed books by international industrial experts. I request the delegates on dais to kindly inaugurate the book. Please.
अरे ते प्रोजेक्टर बंद करा प्रोजेक्टर बंद कर मानो प्रोजेक्टर ऑफ कर येते ना मामा
Can we have a huge round of applause, please? Moving ahead, I now fervently invite Dr. Nilkant Chopre, Deputy Director PCCUE, for further announcements of the conference. Please.
So after listening a very special and encouraging, motivating talk by Honorable Dr. Pathak sir, we would like to make few announcements again. So, in order to culture the, create the conducive culture which is supporting academics and research, as rightly pointed out by Dr. Pathak sir, two sides of a coin. So we started with an international conference in 2015, and it was the first international conference. Then successively we conduct, this is the 7th international conference, Iccubea, and from last year it was the IMS 22 and this is IMS 23. Now to keep the wheel rotating and again to ensure the qualitative outcome again as expected by the experts as well as the speakers. So we want to now transfer this baton for 8th International Conference on Computing, Communication and Control 2024 and 3rd International Conference Innovations in Mechanical and Civil Engineering 24. So I would like to call General Chair for 8th Iccubea 2024, Dr. Roshni Raut, and General Chair for 3rd IMS 24, Dr. Praveen Kale. So I invite one by one, first Dr. Roshni Raut and Dr. Praveen Kale to express few words or few planning regarding their concept. And first baton of transfer. Yeah, please. So, Dr. Kishore Kinge, current General Chair, is now transferring the baton to I invite Dr. Gaikwad sir and Dr. Kade sir. Dr. Gaikwad is transferring the baton to Dr. Kade. Again, I will expect and invite the participants for the next 24 conferences together. And as suggested by Pathak sir, we will again ensure the quality improvement in the contents as well as the outcomes of the conference. So I invite Dr. Roshni Raut to present her views for the next one. After her, Dr. Gaikwad sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I welcome dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So I am truly honored and privileged as the incoming General Chair of the esteemed 8th Iccubea Conference 2024. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Govindan Kulkarni sir, Director, Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering. My heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Kishore Kinge sir, General Chair of Iccubea 2023, for his exceptional leadership and dedication in steering the Iccubea 2023 to success. And congratulations to Iccubea 2023 team. So as we know, since the last 7 years, the IEEE Iccubea Conference platform is playing a crucial role in fostering collaborations, driving innovations, and promoting knowledge exchange globally. And we are excited to work for the Iccubea 2024 on a path that maintains this tradition and drives us towards the new horizons. And as we know, Iccubea is a multidisciplinary conference that aims to bring together researchers, experts, and practitioners from various fields related to communication systems, control engineering, and automation technologies. Iccubea provides a platform for researchers, engineers, and practitioners to exchange ideas, present their research findings, and discuss the latest trends and developments in these interconnected domains. In the Iccubea 2024, we are aiming to add two more things we can say. First is, we'll try to bring informative workshops and panel discussions which will create a space in which a group of people can meet to discuss questions, brainstorm ideas, identify problems, and make decisions and try to develop the solutions for it. Second is, we'll try Iccubea 2024 will have more international participations and we'll try to keep our target 40%. And for this and for the successful organization of Iccubea 2024, we seek support from the Iccubea 2024 committee which will be formed soon, and we look forward to collaborating with the IEEE, which is our prominent technical sponsor since last 7 years, and would like to invite partners and sponsors. I'd like to thank Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering Management, Director Dr. Govindan Kulkarni sir, General Chair Iccubea 2023, Dr. Kishore Kinge sir, for trusting me with the responsibility. And I must say that an international conference or the meetings of this magnitude cannot see its success without you all. So we sincerely extend an invitation for your active participation in our technical partner, as a technical partner, and look forward to welcome you in Iccubea 2024. Thank you all.
Good evening all. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. G.N. Kulkarni sir, Director of PCCOE, for having faith in me to conduct this enormous responsibility of IMS 2024. On behalf of all my faculty, I assure that the PCCOE team will absolutely host this conference in the coming year. Now, when we arrange the conference, we should have some aim, objective. The objective is not only to publish number of papers or the documents or to brand the institute. These are not our objectives. Our objectives are different. Yes, we maintain the quality of the papers, no doubt that we are doing. But at the same time, our aim is to bring the people from different community, researchers, industrial people, from different department, from different background. They come together, and this is what the platform means. The PCCOE platform. We are providing this platform. The people will come together, learn together, because already sir has given the direction. We are not only the publishers or something. We are coming together here for the learners. Therefore, come together, learn together. This is what our objective, and that we will continue. On the basis of that, again I very much thankful to Dr. Kulkarni sir that he has given this responsibility. Thank you very much. This is our objective.
Thank you congratulations once again. As we come closer towards the end of this valedictory function, I now request Dr. Ajay Gaikwad to propose vote of thanks. Please.
Good evening all. Yes, I know our college ends at 5 o'clock, so it is 6:30. Already we started working 1 hour more, sir. Good evening all. Dr. Ajay, ex-general, I will say ex-general chair for IMS 2023. It's a rare honor for all the colleges and institutes to have such an educational conference, that too at international level, to cater all the delegates and dignitaries who, despite of their pre-engagements and schedule, made it this international conference such a big success. The overall participations, more than 1,500 papers submitted in both the conferences. The authors, representatives from various colleges, universities itself talks about the great achievement and success. It also speaks volume about the zeal and enthusiasm of participants to learn, share and disseminate the learning. On behalf of the entire IMS 2023 and Iccubea 2023 team of PCCU family, including all the departments, I would like to express my deep gratitude to our distinguished chief guests on the dais, Dr. Deepak Pathak sir, Dr. Shetty sir, Dr. Nilesh Adkar sir, Sri Adkar sir, Dr. Abhijit Kurpe sir, Professor Mandar Kurjekar sir, Dr. Nilkant Chopde sir, my another ex-general chair, Dr. Kishore Genje sir, for being here on this auspicious and special occasion. I also welcome all the dignitaries of the dais, including our directors, sirs, all head of the departments, deans, my teaching faculty friends, staff, dear students and volunteer friends. Sir, this gathering has inspired this gathering. All of you have given such an insight on various aspects rather. I am indeed thankful to all the honored representatives in the form of plenary sessions, keynote sessions, delegates for coming over here, giving the time and supports in all the way. Your creative ideas and suggestions are worth pondering over and have widened up the scope of this topic and the international conference. I also wish to acknowledge the endeavor and the support of the entire organizing team of both the conferences, which includes of course the teachers and other staff members. My thanks is also to the Transportation Accommodation Committee. I will purposely take the names, please. Food team, registration team, stage team, presentation and track teams, publicity team, publication team, which has to work again even after for 2 more months. Advisory board at national and international level, I believe this conference was a great success. I must thank you both the head of the departments, mechanical, civil, ENTC, computer and other office bearers, and most grateful hands of Director Sir, Dr. Govind Kulkarni sir, Deputy Director NB Chopde sir. I express my great thankful to everyone, knowingly or unknowingly, if somebody has been left. Please bear me. Thank you very much, and I will declare that the day is over. Shall I request everyone for the Poseidon, please? Thank you very much.
Hari Om. आता विश्वात्मके देवे येणे भाग्यज्ञे तोषावे तोषोनी मज द्यावे असायदान हे जे खरांची व्यंकटी सांडो तया सत्कर्मी रती वाढो भूता परस्परे जडो मैत्र जीवांचे दुरितांचे तिमिर जावो विश्वस्वधर्म सूर्ये पाहो जो जे वांछिल तो ते लाहो प्राणी जात वर्षत सकळ मंगळी ईश्वर निष्ठांची मांदियाळी अनवरत भूमंडळी भेटतो भूता चला कल्पतरुंचे आरव चेतना चिंतामणीचे गाव बोलते जे अर्णव पियुषांचे चंद्रमेजे अलांछन मार्तंड देता पहिन ते सरिवाही सदा सज्जन सोय रे होतु किंबहुना सर्वसुखी पूर्ण होऊनी तिही लोकी भजिजो आदि पुरुषी अखंडित आणि ग्रंथोपजीविये विशेषी लोकिये दृष्टा दृष्ट विजये हो आवेजी एथ म्हणे श्री विश्वेश्वरा हा होईल दान पसाऊ येणे वरे ज्ञान देवो सुखिया झाला सुखिया झाला सुखिया झाला ओम शांती शांती शांती.
I declare that event is officially ends here. See you soon in 2024. Thank you everyone.